Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today to show you what I colored for the month of December 2023. It is New Year's Day, January 2024. So I'm going to start right off with seasons. And I did, let's see, it was 2 single pages and 1 double page spread. So technically, I guess you could say it was 4 pages. But I did this one here, which I titled Christmas Baubles. This is a video on my YouTube channel from December. And as usual, now most of the mediums that I use are Prismacolor pencils and Neocolor 2s, and I've been using Distress inks a lot more lately, just because I have those in my stash and I need to use them more often. And so with this page, I believe it was Neo 2s for the background. And then I used some Distress ink around the outside to kind of dirty up the page, make it look more vintage. And I believe I used some kind of a gold metallic gel pen. I can't think of what it is right off the bat, but I can see that I used it here as accents along with my white Posca pen. And I really like how this page came out with these stars in the background. It just kind of set the mood for a really nice feel, vintage feel for this page. The other page I did out of Seasons here is this double page spread. And I used my Distress Oxides for the background on this page, as well as I think 1 Distress ink to darken up the top of the page here to look like it's kind of going into the tree a little bit. I didn't want to get too crazy with adding any more branches or anything in the background. So, you know, there's already so much going on here that I just stuck with adding those Distress inks and Distress Oxides. And also here I used my Prismacolor pencils, a lot of white Posca. For the bigger areas of snow and the branches, I used my Molotow 4mm nib paint pen. And I believe it was my gold Sparkle Pop gel pen. That pen got a lot of use in December. I used it on a couple of other pages as well. So yeah, I really like how the mice turned out. Not a big fan of coloring fur, but I'm getting better slowly. So, all right, and the most recent page that I colored in this book is this one right here. And I titled it Catching a Star because it kind of looks like, you know, she's catching a star out of the sky. And here I added my own clouds to the background with Distress inks and a stencil. I used a cloud stencil I got from Amazon years ago. And there is a video for this page. It's probably my latest video right now up on my channel. And, oh, this one, I did something a little bit different with the skin. I based her skin color with a pan pastel and then went over the top with my Prismacolor pencils. And I really like how that turned out. It just helped with the blend. I think I'm going to be doing that more often in the future. Because her skin just looks so much more creamy and even. So yeah, I just used the one pan pastel. It was burnt sienna tint. So it's kind of a really light flesh colored color. But I gave some other options in the video. You could use a regular chalk pastel if you have like a really light peach or light skin tone chalk pastel. You could use that instead. Also, just using your light peach pencil as a base. I did that. I've done that always in the past before, but kind of branching out a little bit these days. All right, and so we'll move on to the next book. All right, so while editing this video, I remembered I forgot this very beautiful page from Seasons. And so I just wanted to quickly insert this into the video. So for this page, I used my Kuretake watercolors as a background from the Art Nouveau set and Prismacolor pencils for the bird and the snow. Oops, not the snow, but for the bird and the crystals. For the snow down at the bottom, I used my Distress Oxides and went over the top with my Posca pen and that large Molotow white paint pen for all of the little snow bits down at the bottom and on the house. And for the house itself, I used Derwent Inktense pencils. And so it was nice to pull those out because I hadn't used them in quite a while. And then I did some shading over the top of those with a little bit of Prismacolor pencil. So overall, I really love how this page turned out. It's really magical and wintry and perfect for the season. And so the next page that I did was out of Selena Fenwick's Festive Magic. And here's my notes here of what I used. And it is this page here. And she is titled Under the Mistletoe. And this is also a video up on my channel if you're interested in following along with that. I used Ohuhu markers, the alcohol markers, and Prismacolors. And what else did I use? Let's see. I think the background is, again, Distress Inks. And I used, that's right, I used stencils, snowflake stencils to put in those snowflakes there. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of... you know, I didn't want to make them too prominent in the picture, so I did it using a white, was it a Distress Oxide or just a regular white pigment ink? But yeah, you can check out the video if you're interested in seeing how I did that. It is a little warped. I could iron it, but I haven't bothered with it. But I love her skin tone. Yeah, with the Ohuhus as a base, that works really nice too when you have single-sided paper. So that's always an option. All right, so let's go to the next book. The next book I worked out of was this 50 Snowflakes to Color by Camellia Angelkova, a winter favorite of mine for sure. And this was the mandala that I colored for the month of December. It was the speed coloring that I did on my channel. So there is a video for that. I just love doing mandalas, and I do them quite often, actually, more off camera than on camera. So yeah, I like how this one turned out. I used my Stettler dual-ended water-based markers and my silver Sparkle Pop gel pen for that. You can see the beautiful glitter there in the page. And then the rest are works in progress. Oh, there was one more completed page. Oops, I almost forgot. Okay, so this is a portrait that I did. It's kind of sized down because I made a photocopy. This is a photocopy out of the Anastasia Koldareva Mysteria book. My intention was to just practice dark skin tones. That's another area, in addition to fur, that's another area that I find challenging and haven't done a lot, haven't pushed myself to do a lot of. And so for this page, I actually followed a tutorial. Now, it wasn't for this page. It was a tutorial for a different page, but I followed along using the colors that she used and in the order that she used them, in the areas that she used them generally. Sometimes I'll do that with videos or other people's tutorials, and it just kind of helps you if you're wanting to practice skin. And the lady that I follow a lot for skin color tutorials is Karen over at Art by Karen Valentine. I'll put a link to her channel down below. I'm sure many of you know who she is. She's been around for a long time. She does beautiful, beautiful work. She does a lot of portraits and a lot of animals, and I just love her work, and she's so easy to follow. So yeah, this page was done using kind of, let's see, I think I used a few luminance pencils and the Prisma pencils, of course. So I think it was luminance. Oh, here, right here on the back, I wrote down everything. One luminance pencils, and then the rest were Prismacolor pencils. So yeah, I'm really happy with how her skin turned out. So I printed this on Nina cardstock, which is a cardstock that I use a lot for coloring portraits. And also if I want to just color something maybe that's on like Amazon Create Space paper, and I feel like coloring it on, a better quality paper, I will copy it to the Nina cardstock. So let me know if you would like a link for that, or if I remember, I will try and put it in the description box down below. So also out of Mysteria, like I said, I was practicing skin tones. These ones I did not copy, and I wish that I did because it didn't turn out as well as I had hoped. Now, I love the color that I achieved with this one, but I got a little bit of wax bloom in there. I don't know if you can see these little dark spots where the Prisma, I guess the wax from the Prisma just built up, and so it's not very, also it's not very like even looking through some of these areas. Now what I did with this page was, this was just me working on my own, but I used my pan pastels, and I put quite a bit of pan pastel down first. I did, some shading, and pretty much did half of the skin coloring with my pan pastels, and then I went over with my Prisma pencils over the top of that. And I think that this page, this paper, while it is pretty good paper, there is a limit to how much this paper can take. And I think I went over that limit, and that's why I ended up getting these little wax blooms, or wax spots, which I'm kind of upset about because I just absolutely love this page and I wanted to make it incredible. So I'm kind of deciding if I want to keep going with it or not. Another one that I worked on with for dark skin was this page here, if I can find it. I have it marked. Okay, this one didn't come out quite as I had hoped either. I used all luminance pencils with this one. And it just, I don't know, it just came out kind of washed out looking to me. And then I tried to go over it with Prisma to deepen these shadows. And yeah, the paper just wasn't taking any more layers after that. So another one that I hope to finish, I will post them on Pinterest when I get them finished. They're going to be kind of works in progress for the next couple months, I think. So I probably will not be finishing them anytime soon. But, you know, it was good practice. Definitely good practice. Okay, and the next book I worked out of is this Peaceful Paisley's book. I think it's just by Peter Popper Press. So there's not one specific designer, but it's just got a lot of really fun, intricate, because that's what I like. I like these intricate Paisleys or mandalas where I can just sit down and kind of zen out, as you could say, and use my markers. I really like to use markers in these pages. My daughter started that one. But the 2 pages I did, well, this one, the first one I completed was this page here. And I just did basic block coloring. There's no shading. And I used my gold Sparkle Pop gel pen. See if you can kind of see it there. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. But I love, these are my favorite colors. I love blues and greens and golds. It just made me happy. I did this right around Christmas time, kind of in between entertaining guests and when I could find a little quiet time to myself while I was watching TV. So that's why I pulled it out of the book. This book is perforated, so that's kind of nice. I just pulled it out of the book, threw it on a clipboard, and took my markers down to the family room and just worked on it while everybody was watching TV. And then I started this one also, but I obviously haven't finished it yet. This one I did use quite a bit more shading in these areas, and it's going to turn out just gorgeous when it's done. And my gold Sparkle Pop pen, hopefully you can see it glitter there. So for these 2 pages, I actually used my Crayola fine tip markers, and I was pleasantly surprised. I have to say, I really was. I love the tip or the nib on these things. It is perfect for getting into small little areas, especially for these paisleys and these intricate designs. I really love this set. Now, my only complaint with it is that it is only 40 colors, and I love to have so many colors. I love, you know, like if they made this in like an 80 or 100 set, oh my gosh, I would use it and nothing else probably for doing my mandalas and paisleys. So yeah, and obviously, you know, budget brand here, but these things are great. So I will put a link to those down below in the description. And if you want to check those out, yeah, you really got nothing to lose with these. I think it was $20 for 40 wonderful markers. They're so vibrant. I love them. Okay, so my last page that I started to work on, it is a work in progress, is this one here. And it's a portrait by Lana Green, and it is an Etsy download. And I printed it on that Nina cardstock I was telling you about earlier. And for this page, I threw in three different types of pencils and my pan pastels. I used pan pastel as a base for the skin, and then went over the top with my Prismacolors and it turned out so beautiful. I just love it. And then the hair is done with polychromos. And these flowers, the poppies, I am actually using my Holbeins for the poppies. Now, I have had these Holbeins, this beautiful set, for years, and I never use them because they're so expensive. And I just kind of was like, well, I need to start using them at least a little bit. So yeah, and they're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I hope to finish this sometime in January, and I'll post it on my Instagram when I have it done. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any questions about any techniques or media that I used. And until next time, take care, everyone.